everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of misty morning and focus combination, that little bit of zing. I'm feeling a lot better, thank goodness. So guys, today we're going to be talking about Canon. I've been talking about Canon very often. A lot of it has been about Nikon, Sony, Fujifilm and whatnot, but not too much about Canon, even though they've been doing a lot as of late, right? A lot of new things coming out. We got the R3 coming and yada, yada, yada. So we're going to be getting into a lot more Canon in the near future because I think we're going to see a lot more coming out, especially when it comes to RF lenses and whatnot. But today we're going to talk about their 2Q. Right? Second quarter, what does it look like? They are in the black, so we'll start out right there. But we kind of want to ask the question, why? There's other companies like Nikon that are having a really hard time. They're struggling. Where we're seeing now on these results, these financial results from Canon, they're not struggling that much, and they're actually pushing forward by a lot. So I just want to talk to you guys about it, give you the information, and I want your thoughts on why do you think this is going on. I'll give you my thoughts, but more importantly is what you guys think. So let's get into Canon a little bit. But before I do, I want to say that if you haven't went and downloaded any of my ebooks as of yet, go and do so. You can go to jcristina.com/books. Once again, jcristina.com/books. There's 2 ebooks there that are free, 100% free. Number 1, the prologue of my brand new book right here, How to Create a Digital Fort Knox, Backing Up Your Digital Life. All right. This prologue is there for free. You can go pick it up. Also, 10 tips at making tack sharp images. That ebook is free for you guys. Also, just watching the channel. Go once again over to jcristina.com/books and go pick it up. They're free. Anyways, guys, let's get right into it. So what I did is I put together a couple of the charts that they sent out in their fiscal report, and I'm going to show this to you in just a second. But what I want to do is I want to read to you some of the snippets from the financial report so that you get an idea of what's going on or what they are saying is going on. All right, so let's get right into it. They start out by saying, demand for cameras is growing steadily thanks to the strength of the consumer spending in the United States and elsewhere, and the increased number of people picking up cameras as a hobby and image expression as a new way of using time amid the COVID-19 pandemic. As a result, we raised our outlook for the size of the global camera market by 200,000 units and now expect the overall size to be 9 million units for the full year. That's a lot of units, guys. We're seeing an increase while last year it was a major decrease, correct? So we're starting to see something, let's say, light at the end of the tunnel, according to Canon. They continue by saying, in the second quarter, the share of total sales attributed to the EOS R5 and EOS R6, for which sales remain strong, has increased more than expected. So what they're saying is their Canon EOS R5 and their R6 is doing a lot better than what they expected. That's doing really well, and that is pushing sales. They're attributing their increase in sales due to those 2 cameras. They continue by saying, in addition to this, the number of full-frame mirrorless camera users who purchased RF lenses has been accelerating since the launch of the R5 and R6, creating a situation where we cannot supply some products in a timely manner. Now, that's very important. At the end of this, I want to get into a little bit about timely manner and not being able to produce enough for demand. So let's go on. From a longer perspective, in order to meet the strong demand for RF lenses, as well as expand the range of image capture, a 400mm and a 600mm super telephoto lens that combine high image quality and lightweight, as well as a macro lens that delivers improved maximum shooting magnification of up to 1.4 times, were added in July. Absolutely the case. We see the 400, 600 macro. This has really helped out a lot. RF lenses are selling really well. There's about 22 of them, I think, out there right now, but they're selling like gangbusters. So let's go on. By continuing to enhance our lineup of RF lenses, which currently consists of 22 lenses, I got it right, we will further strengthen our full-frame mirrorless camera system and increase our market share in this category. As for our outlook, in response to strong demand for camera bodies, we raised our unit sales projection by 100,000 units and now project full-year unit sales to be 3 million units. We also raised our sales projection to reflect strong sales of lenses. In unison with this, we will strive to maintain stable profitability by continuing efforts to optimize expenses. We always have to reduce expenses, right, guys? Always reduce your expenses. Now, what I find interesting here is that they're raising the number of camera sales by 100,000 units, which is good. But they also raised projection of total camera sales of 200,000 more units sold in totality. That's across every platform. Doesn't matter who the manufacturer is for the end of 2021, for the fiscal year. That means that Canon is predicting that they will sell half of the number of cameras that will be increasing over 2021. That is a big statement. Is that true? We don't know, but this is what they're saying. If that's the case, that is a lot. That is a lot of cameras. Now, if we look at the net income here, whereas a lot of people look at that and how a company is doing, for 2021, they're going to exceed projections, right? Now, how much are they going to exceed? Well, they're saying that their net income will be just over 200 billion yen. If you do the math, 200 billion yen comes to about 1.8, 1.9 billion US dollars for 2021. That's nearly 2 billion. That is a lot of money that they're making here. Remember, we're just coming out of these COVID times. So for the next year, basically for 2021 or for the fiscal year of 2021, to have that type of projection, I don't know. They're selling a ton of product. And I just don't get it, where we're seeing other companies kind of falling back a lot. So let me go ahead and change over to my desktop here. I have a couple of images that I want to show you right from their report. Here we go. I'll pop up my mug here at the bottom. There we go. Anyway, so this right here is the fiscal year for 2021 financial results. Now, this is for business unit. And what I like about this is it tells you where are they making their money. Are they making their money in printing, in imaging, in medical? Where are they making their money? And when we look at this, we can see the breakdown on, let's say, the financial change, okay, between 2Q 2020 and 2Q 2021. We see in printing net sales of an increase of 25%, and we also see the operating profits of an increase of 252%. That is a big increase when it comes to printing. That, guys, kind of makes sense because, hey, we're coming out of COVID, we're going back to work, people are printing, right? Doesn't have to be photos, but printing documents. And they are a company that sells a lot of printers and MFDs. So imaging, now we see that their net sales have increased by, let's call it 78%. And their operating profits is basically a wash here. Now, when it comes to medical, I think this is fascinating because their net sales is only at, let's say, 10% increase. During this period of time when it's been a lot of medical everything, biomed, I would have thought that their medical would have been a lot more. Like, for example, with Fujifilm, we see a lot of money being made by Fujifilm when it comes to biomed. So I find that interesting. Now, their operating profits are down when it comes to medical by like 38%. So to me, it shows where these companies are directing their focus. Canon seems to be directing their focus more on the printing and imaging, whereas Fujifilm has been directing a lot of their focus into medical. So that's one of the things that I love about these charts, because it gives you an idea of, let's say, a roadmap or a path where these companies seem to be going. Now let me go ahead and open up another chart here. Now, this one is their imaging only when it comes to cameras. And I think this is interesting because it gives you actual numbers when it comes to what are these sales? What are the sales looking like? And they put some, let's say, key points of what is going on or why they feel that this is happening or why the numbers look like they do and why they project what they project. So their first key point here is that raised outlook for camera market to reflect solid demand. Now expect size to be 6 million units. Like we were saying, they were thinking that, or they believe that the camera market is going to expand up to 6 million units for 2021, fiscal year of 2021. They also say that sales of the EOS R5 and R6 also strong in 2Q, better than expected improvement in product mix. That is really good. What that means is now, whereas they were making a lot of money before on DSLRs as well as EF lenses, now they're making a ton of money on RF, right? That's RF lenses as well as their R series, their R5 and their R6, which are pushing forward and driving sales and pulling in a ton of money. Finally, their key point says, raised full-year outlook with strengthened lineup of RF lenses as driver. And as I've always stated in the past, no matter how you look at it, lenses drive manufacturers. Lenses drive what cameras people buy. Lenses are everything. Camera bodies are like toilet paper. They get thrown out every few years. Hope you don't throw your toilet paper out every few years. But you know what I'm saying.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Right. It's just a big difference. When people invest in lenses, they invest in a product line, a manufacturer, right? And once they get in bed with the manufacturer, it's very hard to leave and they buy more lenses. So selling lenses is key when it comes to bringing people or new blood on board. And that is what we see Canon doing here with their RF lineup. Now, finally, if we look at the numbers here and you can see the imaging numbers, we can see the amount of change of 37.9. If we look at the percentage increase, we can see that cameras percentage increase between 2020 and 2021 of about 24%. That is great. It's positive. Other companies are not positive right now, right? We see network cameras and other types of 20% increase, net sales of about 23%. But look at operating profits, guys. Operating profits, percent of net sales. Look at this. We're seeing an increase of 1,139%. That is a ton. That is a ton. That is why they're doing so well. That is a lot. Let me open up one more here. This one right here is their key, let's say their key message, or I guess takeaway for people that are looking at this financial report. And obviously we can see what the net sales are, the operating profits. It's all in billion yen. I don't feel like doing the conversion. You can do it if you want. But if we look down here, it says external environment, strong global economic growth backed by consumer spending and demand for capital goods. That is what Canon thinks is going on, which is that, let's say, post-COVID times where people are starting to get back out there, they're starting to go back to work, and they're seeing that the global economics are in a growth cycle right now. They're no longer depleting, all right? People are getting back out there. They continue in the external environment with situations surrounding semiconductor parts and logistics to remain difficult. What that means is they're still seeing that there's going to be a problem with semiconductor parts, getting them, making them on a timely manner. And that is always a problem when it comes to making new goods. If you can't supply them, you're not making money. Just because you make them, if you don't have enough of them, people want them, and you cannot provide the amount of demand that's out there, you're losing money every single day. They're recognizing that here on this slide. Now they continue with the fiscal year of 2021 outlook. They say expect 2H performance. If you don't know, 2H is the second half or the next 6 months. Let's call it 2H performance to be in line with 1H. We'll focus on stably supplying products to respond to solid demand. Stably supplying products, guys. stably supplying products. That is the big issue here. And to me, that is the big takeaway. They finalize with raised outlook for net sales by 100 billion yen and net income by 61 billion yen. That is really good, guys. That is a lot of money. So let me jump back over to my crazy mug here. When we look at these numbers, no matter how you look at it, we see that Canon is doing well, all right? But my question is why is Nikon doing as well? And I think that we can see what is going on here when it comes to what not only their predictions are, but what they're doing differently or what they're doing moving forward. And that is that supply issue that has been going on. I've been getting a lot of reports from a lot of fans of Nikon saying that, you know, Joe, I really love Nikon products. I was looking at the new camera. I was looking at this. I can't get anything. Everything is back ordered in my location. I just can't buy the product. I want to, but it's back ordered. And I think this is one of the things that has been happening with Nikon in comparison to Canon. Obviously, Canon is recognizing that there is a supply chain issue. There's definitely a problem with semiconductors, and they are working on it. And they're making sure that they are able to supply enough supply to the demand. And this is where I think that Nikon has been falling short. I don't think that there's a problem with the product as much as there is a problem with the supply. They're not able to make enough for demand. And what could end up happening here is people jump ship. I hear this all the time from Nikon people saying, you know, I'm not going to wait too much longer. This is just getting to be crazy. I want to buy this and I can't. This lens is on back order. This camera that I want, I can't get. So that is a major issue. And I think that is what has been going on here when we look at those two companies. Now, there's a lot of other issues. I'm sure I'm not going to get into it, but I am fascinated by where Canon is making their money. And it is the R5 and the R6 and the RF lenses even more, right, than what I expected. And I think even more than what they expected. This is really fantastic for them since they're only in this whole full frame mirrorless wars for what, 2 years now or something? Sony's been doing it for like 7, 8, I don't know. And they're literally getting close to being on par. Whereas we're seeing Nikon go the opposite way. Now, I'm not trying to bash Nikon here. I just want to use this information for food for thought to try to get an idea of what is going on and what some of these companies are doing and how they're doing them differently. All right. So this is really positive for Canon. I want to know your thoughts. Once again, I do shoot Canon, but I am a hell of not any type of fanboy. I will call them out every time that they drop the ball, they neuter something. It doesn't matter what they do wrong, I'm going to tell you about it. But when it comes to the numbers, they're in the black, guys. They're in the black. And I think looking at the charts and looking at what they're saying here and where they're making their money, I think they're going to continue in the black. And I have a funny feeling that they're going to really ramp up the RF lens supply that we see out there. Not only the supply or the amount of them, but the diversity. I think we're going to see a lot of specialty lenses come out of Canon, like tilt shift when it comes to RF and other things that people are looking for, especially the professionals. So we'll see what ends up happening. As of right now, as of today, good news for Canon. Kudos to them for doing well. So anyways, I want to know what your thoughts are. In the comment area below this video, put your thoughts. Let's have a discussion. What do you think about these numbers? What do you think about Canon? What do you think about Nikon? What do you think that these companies are doing right? What do you think about what they're doing wrong? And how is the supply chain really one of the problems as far as the way I see it? We know that semiconductors are a problem, but it's also about the manufacturing and how fast or how many units can these camera manufacturers manufacture the product that they're trying to sell. You can't come out with a wonderful ad campaign about a camera, and then when it goes out to the public, you can't supply it, and it's back ordered everywhere. That is a problem. So we can't have that. We just absolutely can't have that, and that's why we see some people jumping ship. So we'll see what ends up happening. Once again, I want to know your thoughts. As I always say, if you enjoyed this content even a little bit, please give it a thumbs up. That helps the algorithms and the YouTube gods shine their light. kindly upon the channel and this video. Tell your friends about the video. Tell your friends about the channel, your colleagues, maybe your message forums that you're on all the time. Let them know. Let's get a lot of people in here. We're up to about, 31,000, I think now, somewhere right around there. We have thousands of people also in our creative Discord server. If you don't know about it, go over to community.jcristina.com. Once again, community.jcristina.com. That is our creative Discord server. There's probably 1,000 photographers, videographers, or even more worldwide having conversations every day. Go check that out. Also, if you want to contribute to the channel, you can do so directly with this PayPal right here. You guys have been asking me for it. You wanted to be able to send $1 or $2 or buy me a cup of tea. You can do that. You can go and send $1, whatever you would like, to jctipjar@gmail.com. That's my tip jar. You can do that if you so desire, or you can click the join button right here and become a member of the channel. You provide $1 or whatever you would like per month, and I can give you perks for doing so. Also, if you haven't went over to the website to check out all of my products, go check them out over at jcristina.com, where I've invented a ton of products over the years for you and me. And hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That would be awesome. You can find all of the Aurora camera care, that's lens cleaner, as well as sensor cleaners over there. You can find the PRT, which is the photo reference tool for dialing in your color perfectly for video or photo. You can also find the focus pyramid, autofocus lens calibration tool that I invented about 10 years ago that people are using worldwide. Schools use it for calibrating their lenses. Once again, that's the focus pyramid, autofocus lens calibration tool, and a bunch of other things. My book, once again, pick it up. Build your own Unraid server. It is easy. I walk you through it step by step by step. Super simple, super simple. Back up your digital life, guys. Back up your digital life. So anyways, I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe and stay healthy.